You're watching the Rockin' Dogs podcast with Margaret Pittman and Bob Ropos. This week's episode, Stealin, Heelin, and Needin.
Hello, Margaret.
Hey, Bob. Nice to see you again.
And hello, everybody out there, and thank you for tuning in. Tonight, we're going to go over some of the things that we talked about last week as far as the questions we got from some of our viewers. And the new people that are checking in tonight, we welcome you all. How was your day today, Margaret? Pretty good?
Yeah, day was good. It was a little bit busy. Hey, gotta tell you, I love that hat.
Thank you. Thank
How
you.
was your day?
It rained all day. Does that answer questions? Does that
Yeah,
answer your question? Well,
I'm so
anyway, hey,
sorry.
before we get started, I'm going to put the man on the spot. We couldn't do any of this without our production guy. So, Christopher, can you show everybody who you are and introduce yourself a little bit? Oh, thanks a lot, Christopher. Oh, he's a cool breeze, ain't he?
He's the dude.
I was born a small black child.
Oh, this is going to be fun tonight. Christopher, we really appreciate you doing what you're doing, man. You're the best. All right, brother. Okay, get off now. All right. Margaret,
Yes, sir.
I believe we got a question
Yes,
from a student of yours.
yes.
Um, I believe she's also a service dog trainer. Am I correct on assuming that, or just dog trainer in general?
Oh, Cindy from Texas.
Yes.
I worked with her here in Florida. She's trained obedience and she's trained some service too. So, yeah, she has a good question
All right.
for
If we could
everyone.
pop that, can we pop that question up? No, so everybody can see it.
Yep, that one, Cindy
Yep,
Kapersky. That one, yes, there it
that's
is.
the one.
So she's asking, how do you approach the way to teach loose leash walking? As a fellow dog trainer, I struggle with explaining why not to keep jerking your dogs or pulling them back. I like to teach the humans to let the dog decide walking next to you is the best thing ever. And I understand that it's hard to verbalize everything to your clients. How do you verbalize that, Bob?
Well, what I do, that, man, that's a whole can of worms. Um, what she's asking, I assume that the dogs are already trained at a heel. And if someone were to ask me that, I would say, if your dog is smelling the grass on a walk, or he's going out ahead of you and he's looking at the squirrel across the street, uh, he really doesn't care about you. All he's doing is going for a walk. So what we have to try to accomplish is this dog walking next to you, and every time you stop, the dog has to sit. Because let's say you're going for a walk and you have to tie your shoe, and you stop to bend over, the dog's going to drag you off your feet because you really don't care where the dog walks. Obedience opens a line of communication with your dog. The heel is part of that obedience training. So it's so much nicer if you can even just throw that leash over your shoulder and go for a walk, knowing your dog is going to behave, walk next to you. When you stop, he's going to automatically sit, and life is going to be so much easier for you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And to verbalize what you're thinking in your head to your client sometimes can be difficult. And the way I describe a loose, say that fast 5 times, loose leash heel It's basically like a follow the leader, and the leader of the pack is the one that's leading. So if your dog is pulling you, he's like Bob said, he doesn't care about you. He's not paying attention to you. He's paying attention to what's out there in front. So you want to change direction often. Get him to know that if he doesn't keep his eye on you and pay attention to you as the pack leader, you're going to change direction and he's not going to see it. Therefore, he's going to get that tug on the leash and that correction. So follow the leader is the best way I can say to explain, why and you're the pack leader, not your dog.
Yeah, I agree with that, Margaret. Before I even get into a heel, I want the dog to follow me. I don't care if it's on my left. I don't care if it's on my right. Hell, you can stand on my head. Just follow me. Once I get the dog, let's say I walk forward and I stop, he hits the end of the leash. I give him a little snap, utilize that word no. He looks at me, good boy. And I don't turn my back. I backpedal. And I keep telling him, good boy, good boy, good boy. When he catches up to me, I start moving forward again. Once I see the dog starting to follow me, then I'll start positioning. Then I'll start my frequent stops. 3-step stop, 2-step stop. I will not take over 5 steps before I come to a stop. The reason for that, Margaret, is, and I'm sorry, Cindy, the reason I do this, it's based on what basically trains a dog. It's repetition, it's consistency, and it's love and affection. So the more frequently we stop, the more the dog has to stop and sit. Now, if you take off like most women, and every woman I work with, they want to take off walking like the Energizer Bunny. And then you're playing right into the dog's hands now. It's like, man, let's go. I tell my clients, walk like an 85-year-old grandma in a walker.
Yep.
The slower you walk, the more he has to pay attention. Once he starts paying attention, then I'll tell him left turn. Turn right into the dog, not a big rounded turn, but square that turn off. And then take 2 steps and stop. The more frequent you stop, the more the dog has to sit, the more the dog has to pay attention. Cindy, I hope that answered your questions. And on to the next. What else do we got there, Christopher? That one there looks good. What is that, Margaret? I don't have my glasses on.
This says, I just watched your first segment and loved it. We just adopted a rescue puppy, in parentheses, Dachshund miniature pincher mix, in February. We do not know much about her background and received her at 13 weeks old. Recently, our now 10 months old puppy met another larger dog that is also a puppy and showed some resource guarding behavior with toys, treats, and her owners. She would growl and lash out at the other puppy to protect her resources. She does not resource guard objects around us or people she knows. She will bark quite a bit and keep her distance from new people until she warms up to them. On walks, she barks and pulls a lot at people and other dogs. Is this also considered resource guarding behavior? Is she protecting us? What is the best way to correct that behavior in the future? How can we work with her? Thank you, Kristen.
Okay, I believe I spoke to Kristen. Hello, Kristen. As a matter of fact, I think I'm coming out to see you, aren't I? Here's what we have, and it's like I spoke with you on the phone. It can be so many different factors, so many. I mean, we really don't know anything about this dog's background. It's definitely not the dog protecting you. I think it is all fear-based. I think it's anxiety. It's like, oh my God, there's another dog, there's another dog. Now, it can be reactive because it's aggressive. I don't know until I see the dog. It could be reactive, bark, 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 pull, pull, pull. I want to go play. I don't know until I see the dog. But it definitely is not aggression. Now, the resource guarding, um, we can work on that definitely. And I don't know what it is. And Margaret, I'm not sure if you're running into a lot of this. In the past month, I've been getting more and more dogs that are acting aggressive, that are resource guarding, whether it be toys, food, a bone. I mean, I don't, are you running into a lot of that? Do you see a lot of it?
I've been seeing some of that. I'm probably not as busy as you are, I will admit. But when you do see that, that is probably from, like not as much socialization with the pandemic going on. I had a client last year that they didn't really do much socialization with their puppy because, back then they didn't know how it was spreading, if dogs were spreading it from people to people if you pet someone else's dog. So when people were walking up, oh no, I don't want to pet your dog. So I agree with the fear base that you're saying, and I think this just not able to socialize as much right now, and in the past year, I think is probably what is the cause.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of different factors
Hmm.
that can be going on in this puppy. And you have to agree that it's hard to answer a question like that without seeing the dog.
Yes.
You know, I can tell right off the bat whether it's fear based or the dog. I mean, it's a puppy. A
Yeah.
puppy, don't, I think a lot of it, it's reactive out of fear. So, what we're going to work on probably is a lot of socialization, building the dog's confidence through obedience training, because that's one hell of a confidence builder, obedience training. So, and we'll take it from there. Don't worry, Kristen, we're going to take care of you. I
Uncle
hope
Bob
that
will take care of you.
I hope that helped a little bit. I'm looking forward to meeting you, and we'll go from there. Christopher, what's the next one, buddy?
All right, here we go. Awesome kickoff for your channel. So excited to see what comes. I'll steal the first question. Actually, Christy became the third one, but you were the first one that we got. Originally, my service dog was obsessed with my possessions and would bring them to his bed to tear up when I had to leave him alone. Now he has started taking other family members' items and even things without our scent, such as mail and clean diapers. How can I keep this 65-pound boy, who I have never put in a kennel, from wrecking all these random things? This is from Christy. So I was discussing this a little bit ago, and with service dogs, it's a tough thing because service dogs usually go with you everywhere. They never, hardly ever stay at home. So they can tend to get some separation anxiety, and grabbing your things with your set. I've worked with Christy before, and so we've discussed this where he likes to grab the things, and I know you volunteer with the Red Cross. Thank you for your service with that. And so she was traveling, and I think he started transferring that to family members and grabbing things. So what do you think, Bob? He was corrected for those two, and now he's grabbing things that don't smell like anybody.
Well, here's what I would do. And again, I don't know the dog. What I would do is I would set the dog up. Since yeah, I take it, Margaret, you know this person very well, and you know the dog. Do you know the dog she's talking about?
Yes, he is a, Christy, forgive me if I get it wrong. I know he's a doodle, Labradoodle, Golden Doodle.
Okay.
He's a
And
doodle.
he's pretty far along into his training, correct?
Oh yeah, he's very smart. He knows all his commands. He finds the loopholes, believe me.
Well, the only thing I could suggest is, and again, not knowing the dog, I'm going to give you an idea here. I would put an article of your clothing, whether it be a sock, maybe a sweater, the things that he's grabbing that is yours. The other things, such as uh, remote, find an old remote, put it on the ground, things like that. Then take 2 chew bones
Hmm.
and I would put those on the ground. Then I would sit back and I would watch TV and just leave those on the ground. And if he goes for one of those objects, right before he grabs it, hit it with that no, the sharp no. I assume he knows what the word no means, Margaret.
Yes. Yeah.
And then pick up your bone and play with him with it. Again, you're showing right from wrong. Now, this is not going to change overnight, but he's got to be caught every single time. You're not going to like what I have to say, but I've been doing this probably a little bit longer than you, and I don't want to knock your method at all. But since consistency plays a key role in any type of training, I would not let that dog loose in the house when you're not there. I know you're going to say, I can't do that. I can't do that. Well, if you can't do that, we can't help you. I would put the dog in a kennel. I would give it something to occupy its time. Like Margaret said, the dog is with you all the time. She's right. It is separation. When a dog is frustrated, oh my God, where's mom? Where's mom? Where'd my mom go? And it just starts grabbing things. Your articles of clothing smell like you, so he's trying to find comfort in that. The dog has got to learn to build confidence. Another thing you can try doing is I would put the dog at a downstay in the living room if he knows downstay, and I
Hmm.
would go in another room, and I would do it a short period of time. Then I would gradually start prolonging that period of time. Let him realize everything is going to be fine just because mom's not here. Or you can leave him loose in the house. Act like you're going somewhere. Peek through a window, but keep
Hmm.
them confined to one area. If you see him taking an article of clothing, you bust in like gangbusters, you
Hmm.
reprimand him, then you show him again what you want him to chew on. You're dealing with separation, you're dealing with a very high anxiety level. The dog has to do something. Where's mom? He's freaking the hell out. He wants to be by you. So until we get this solved, my suggestion would be put the dog in a kennel, not a bedroom, not the laundry room, not the bathroom. I said the kennel. Now he can't get into anything. Then we can start working him out from there. Short periods of time, gradually prolonging that period. Does that about cover that one, Margaret?
Yeah, and nowadays you can also get one of those little cameras. You can get a little camera and you can put it, right there so you can watch what he's doing, but you're not in the house. You can be in your car. Go down and get him a puppuccino. I know she loves to do that. Go down and drive down the street. He needs to hear the car turning over, go in reverse, pull out of the driveway. Then there was this one story that our Scott Mueller, who ran National Canine for years, and he started it. He said he had a client where they couldn't figure out when the dogs were starting to chew things in the house, and somebody snuck in, didn't leave, and they made the dogs think they left, and then it wasn't until after the phone rang If the phone rang several times and the answering machine picked it up, the dogs knew nobody was home. And that's when they started chewing. So they pick up on these consistencies.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't go as far as Tasty Freeze or whatever the hell you said.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Like I said, short periods of time, I would start maybe, let's say, a minute.
Mhm.
Stay outside a minute and watch him.
Yeah.
Once that minute passes, he comes in, he didn't chew on anything confined in that room. Love him. Tell him he's a good boy. And then try gradually, little longer, little longer, little longer. But that would be my recommendation.
Yeah. Gotcha. And it's great that we can converse together like this and throw ideas off each other and get each other's, expertise.
Exactly. Exactly. Hi, Margaret. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
We have another question, I believe, right?
Do we?
I don't know.
Christopher,
I
are
don't
you
see
there?
one. If
All right.
if you got one, I don't have it.
Well, then I'm gonna start touching base on something. All
Okay.
right. And this is for the other dog trainers out there, and the clients. Dog trainers, we can be missing out a lot unless we ask our customers questions. In other words, when you go in the house, you say hello. How's he doing? How are we doing on this command or that command? And majority is going to be, man, I'm just having a hard time with that come command. Or, well, are you really being consistent? And this is for clients as well as dog trainers out there. Listen to what your clients are telling you. And clients, think about the commands as a whole, let's say. Again, the come command. Perfect example. Now, when I teach a come command, that's a dog coming to you and sitting directly in front of you. He completes the exercise. He gets his praise. Now, on a leash or a 30-foot long line, if we're doing 30-foot long line work, we're pretty consistent. I think everybody would agree on that. But what about in the house when the trainer's not there? All of a sudden, you haven't seen your dog in a little bit. So you tell him, come here, buddy, where are you at? Come on. And you're clapping your hand. All of a sudden, he pokes his head around the corner like, here I am. And he goes in the kitchen. And you say, oh, that's great. See, there he is. Did he really complete that command? Did he complete that task? It's little things that owners do not think about.
Right.
All the times you tell him to come in the house and he doesn't come to you, but he lays down maybe in front of the TV, or he goes to the front door, or he lays down in the kitchen. You think, oh, well, there he is. Good boy. You're failing your dog. That is not completing the task. If you call your dog, you must make him come to you and sit in front of you consistently. That's the name of the game. When it comes down to training a dog, it's work, it's dedication. Just no different than, and Christopher can vouch for this. Even if you went to the best guitar teacher in the world and he's showing you all these different chords and different riffs, and it's up to you to go home and practice them, or else it's not going to work. So you can't go back and blame the guitar instructor unless you do A, B, C, and D. You got to do exactly what that instructor says. Training a dog is no different. And Margaret, I know you're going to agree with me 100%. We are not dog train. Well, we're dog trainers in a sense. I can take a dog, I'll whoop a dog up and down. He'll do everything in one day for me. Margaret can do the same thing. But where we have a breakdown is, let's say you had your dog, he's 3 years old. He's never had to do anything for you before. All of a sudden, here comes Uncle Bob to your house. Right? Now, that's what everybody calls me, by the way. Or the wizard
Oh
when
yeah,
I
I
tell.
just guessed.
Yeah. Well, the thing is this. We come in and we start instructing you on how to handle your dog. Now, we're going to work the dog first. We're going to get the dog to do everything, just a couple commands at a time. The easiest thing to teach a dog, I always teach on my first lessons. Even the trainers I have working for me, we always teach a sit, stay, and stay at the door. Okay? We get the dog doing it, then we show the clients how to do it. Now, if the owners don't practice, it's not going to work. You got to do exactly what we say. And believe me, trainers get frustrated. We
Mhm.
come to the house, and believe me, we can tell if you worked your dog or not.
Oh yeah.
I mean, up one side and down the other. So don't try lying to your trainer,
Mhm.
because they'll know.
Mhm.
We're not, and Margaret will agree, any trainer out there, if you're, how can I say this? If your mind is set on only getting that dog to complete the task for you, don't train any more dogs. And like I said, I'm very outspoken. I'm straightforward. We know we can get the dog working for us. That is
Mhm.
not our goal. A good trainer's goal, the final goal, is getting the dog to do it for the owners. So you basically have to get into your client's head. Every client is different, just like every dog is different.
Mhm.
If you got to take that leash from that client 7 times in one lesson and re-instruct them how to handle it, or go over and over and over how to give a proper correction. Damn it, that's your job.
Mhm.
It's not so much in the dog. We know we can get the dog doing it. We have to teach the owners to become better dog owners. Do you agree with that, Margaret? And
Oh
do you
yeah.
have
And
anything to add?
yeah, I even tell clients, if I keep correcting them and I say, listen, you're paying me to help you with this. And if I don't correct you, I'm not doing my job. I'm doing you a disservice, you know.
Exactly.
So I have to stay on you. And I will. Those of you that know me know that I will. And just like, the timing aspect you're saying is very, very important, consistency and timing. And like with housebreaking, how many people with female dogs did you know praise the dog when it starts to pee and then it stops peeing because it gets excited and wants to go over for mom or dad to hug me,
Yeah,
you have to wait until your puppy is done doing their business and then praise them that they did the right thing outside. Don't praise them
exactly.
halfway through going to the bathroom because then that's all they'll do. So time everything when you need it to be completed, and then just like the come command, once the task is completed, praise.
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
I tell all my people too, you know, in the house, you have to be consistent. When you tell the dog to do something, you have to make him do it. I tell them put a tab on the dog, let him drag a leash around the house when supervised. And there's so many people that don't do it because they don't realize how important that is. You
Mm-hmm.
got to be able to give that dog a correction. You just can't, no, 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 what are you doing now? You don't talk to your dog. And like you were saying, back to the housebreaking. How many people go out there and say, come on, go potty. Go potty, come on. Hurry up. Good boy, come on. Go potty. And come on, hurry up. Come on. It's cold outside. Come on.
Let
And
me
they're
guess.
carrying on a conversation like they're
Let me,
talking to their aunt or something. Leave the
mm-hmm.
dog alone when he's outside. Get a 30-foot leash, get a retractable. I don't care. Put them out there and shut up.
You're right. Make it as boring as possible. Let their nose be entertained with what's in the ground. So then they will be enticed to go to the bathroom instead of listening to you, wondering what the heck you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, and even, back to the heel command, he'd say, okay, well, he heels in the garage and he's doing pretty good. So I took him outside. But first thing I say, did I tell you to take him outside for a walk? And you try to get him to heel. Man, it's like a kid in the middle of Toys R Us out there in the middle of the street. Oh, what's this? What's that? There's a squirrel. What the hell is this smell? Who's this dog on my property? People, have patience. Take your baby steps. A child learning ABCs cannot write a thesis.
Right.
And people expect that from their dog, or else they discipline. And I've heard this before too, Margaret. Well, my dad taught my dog that way, and he had a great dog. Well, he got lucky.
Yeah.
Well, I rub my dog's nose in it and throw him outside, or the people trying to tell their dog to come, and they sound like a drill sergeant. I said, get over here. And then they
like
correct
that
the
dog's
dog,
gonna come to you.
and they wonder why the hell
Yep.
the dog don't come to them.
Yep.
And the best way I explain it is this. When the dog is outside and you want him to come, don't sound like your dad when he was calling you in the house. Get in this house right now. What did we do? Oh, shit, I don't want to go in there. But the first time Dad said, hey, guys, let's go get some ice cream. Oh, man, we beat him to the car. Why? We wanted our ice cream. All right? So all I'm saying, if you want your dog to come to you at first, I always start a come command on a leash or 30-foot long line, especially outside. Make it a game. Let him think every time he comes to you, he's going to get played with after he sits. Then you free dog and you play with his favorite toy you got in his back pocket, in your back pocket, whatever. But if you make it fun and you make it a game, the dog's going to want to do it for you. You come down like a drill sergeant on a dog.
Run the other way.
You might as well hang it up. The dog is only doing it out of fear rather than wanting them to do it for you.
Yeah, you can even go so far as if you have kids or even not have kids, play like a hide and seek come command game in the house. Someone has a dog on a leash, okay, because we want control here, and someone go hide. I've hidden behind doors, in the bathtub, behind the shower curtain, anywhere like that. And you just keep calling the dog, come.
Exactly.
Jasper, come. They're like, oh my God, where are they at? I don't see them. I hear them. And then they'll use their nose too. And they're using their ears. And then when they get there, it's a big party. You can give a treat if you want to, but not forever. Okay. And then have them, sit, praise, fun, and then turn it over. You hold the leash and the other person goes and hides. So then we eventually take that outside with a 30-foot leash, like Bob is saying.
Yeah, I mean, if you make it fun, like I said, you make it a game. Hey, and by the way, I forgot to bring this up at the beginning of the show. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
Pound that subscribe button, people.
Bam.
Let's do this. Boom.
Yeah.
All right. Margaret, talk to me about dog training.
Talk to you about dog training right now? I think we have to have something left for the next show, though.
All right.
So we need to have people send in their questions.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. If anybody's got any comments, please write us a comment now.
Yes.
Let's see what you got to say. Christopher will go ahead and show us, but we don't have a lot of time. So ask any question you'd like, and we're going to answer it for you.
Yes. You got to call your dog my cat. That's cute, Christopher. It took me a minute to get that, and I love your little comments there. That's awesome. Yes. So, you know, if you have a question you'd like us, we're here to help you. Okay, we're here to help you with your questions, with your problems, with your issues. First thing you have to do, though, is see what you can change about yourself. Because, like Uncle Bob was saying, repetition and consistency is the key. And your timing is very, very important too. Because even with like housebreaking, also, if you find a mess in one room and your dog is in the other room chewing a bone and you go over and start, yelling at him or something, he's going to think you're mad because he's chewing the bone. You have to catch them in the act. Okay. So work on your timing and
The other
tune
thing,
in next week.
the easiest way to catch him in the act, if you're going to be in the living room, make sure he's in the living room. If you're
Yes,
going in the
keep him
kitchen,
with you.
bring your dog to the kitchen.
Mhm.
Keep him in the area that you're going to be in. The other thing, remember this, folks, training a dog is no different than training a child. Make things a way of life. A lot of people teach their kids, take your shoes off at the door, then go at the table and do your homework. And you're not getting up from that table till mom or dad checks your homework. Then you can go play. Now, parents are very consistent with that.
Yeah.
What starts happening? Kids do it on their own, and it works. Believe me, people, I've been doing this a long time. It works. So remember, like, share, punch that subscribe button, and remember the word no will become magic.
Yes,
like
it
me.
will.
Like me.
You're the
I'm
best.
magic. I am magic.
You're magic.
So I think that's going to wrap up our show for tonight. I hope you all enjoy it. I'll see you here next week again. Margaret, I'll see you next week, but I'll talk to you all week. Right?
Yeah.
I will.
Will
Do I have to? Do I have to?
Maybe.
Okay.
I haven't decided yet.
Christopher, jamming job, dude. You did a great job.
My bill's in the mail.
It should be invoice. Invoice, Christopher. Remember that. Invoice. Okay, guys. Peace out from
All
the
right.
rock and roll capital of Cleveland and the rockin' his dog trainer in Cleveland and the one in Florida. Margaret, you rock.
Thank
Talk
you,
to y'all
sir.
next week.
All right. See you
Bye-bye.
then.